So this is the t-shirt for the sizing. What you want to do is measure under the arm, which is really the chest area, so that you've got, I mean, t-shirts, you know, it can be an approximate, but that's 21 inches, or in centimeters 53. So you want to write that measurement down, whatever that happens to be for you. So I'm just going to put here chest 21, which is really 42, or 53, which is 106. And again, it doesn't have to be that precise because it's a t-shirt. Just don't worry so much about here, because this is more of a fitted t-shirt, but you just want to get, you know, around here for the hip bottom area. That's 52. So really, and that's 20 and a half. Well, really, we could just, for a t-shirt, we'll just come straight down. Now, the only other one that you want to do that's important is the shoulder measurement, because sometimes you get a t-shirt and it's down here somewhere. So don't take into account the ribbing. Oh, well, you can if you want, but I don't. So that's measurement from there to there on the shoulder seam is 5 inches, or, and again I'm saying, so that's 13 centimeters. So I'm just going to write shoulder equals 5 inches or 13 centimeters. Now they're the only real two measurements I want. This client didn't particularly want to have them shortened, so it's more the shoulder, the chest and the hip. So this is our oversized t-shirt. See, it's really big. So we'll deal with the chest area first. So all you want to do is measure that, and the chest area is 26 and a half, or 67. So we'll record that, 26 and a half, or, let's do that again, 67. And we're going to go straight down with that, so we don't really need to worry about that. And now what we want to do is look at this over here, which, remember, the other one was 5 inches and this is 7 and a half. So the shoulder is 7 and a half, or centimeters 19. So now it's just a matter of simple math, really, because we know that the chest on this is 26 and a half, and on the t-shirt that fits them, it's 21. So there's 5.5 inches difference on the chest, and I'm not talking all the way around because we're going to take in the sides, and there's 2.5 inches here on the shoulder. So what we will do is that chest measurement here, we need to divide that by 2, don't we? Because we're going to take in some here and some here. So half of 5.5 inches is 2 3/4. So technically what it's saying there is that should be about there, and 2 3/4 is there, and here we want to take it in 5, so that's how much we want to take off there, and 5. Now the trick with taking them in is, you know, because this is going in 2.5, which is up to here, oh sorry, 2 3/4, there to there, what we're going to do is we've just got to reshape this, but you can see that like it's a t-shirt. So basically what you want to do is just come around. You don't want to take off too much here. Come in around like that. Okay, so basically that's going to go up to there. Now when that happens, when you lift that up onto there, you can see that it's taking more here. So when that goes like that, what's going to happen is that part of this is going to become part of this. So you don't want to take any off the sleeve until you do the run in down the side, and then if there's any to come off, that's when that'll come off then. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut the sleeve here, cut it here, pin that onto there, open that out so that it's opened out flat, and then we'll just run it straight through. Okay, so we'll do this side, come around. Now you can use the template from that if you want to, but like I said, it's a t-shirt. So roughly about that. Now I ironed this, so I've got an iron mark here, and I'm just going to cut that straight down there. It's done. So if you just pin it on, do one sleeve and then the other, and you pin it on, then, I mean in this case it doesn't matter with sleeves, but with a t-shirt, but if it was a good one, it would. So just cut out the sleeve. I mean the amount I'm cutting off is minuscule because it's just been overlocked on. I mean there's not even a seam allowance on it really to speak of. Take that off, cut this, doesn't really matter does it, and then pin that onto there. Got the line, pin that onto there, and we've just got to undo here, straight down the fold line, Now we can just pin this on. So you can see that the sleeve is bigger still, but not by much. See how much the sleeve has shrunk up? That amount there is because we've cut it away here, so we've got more. So hence the reason you don't cut your sleeve until afterwards. So basically we're going to take it in here, which means that we'll then come around here and take a bit off the sleeve. So we'll be coming around like that and down. So we're still going to use that same amount, which was 2 3/4, right, that we were coming in from the side seam. So we're still going to do that, but let's sew the sleeve on first, overlock it, and then we'll do the sides, and we're finished. Okay, so what I've done is I've pinned it all back together again, because see how it rolls? So you're better off to pin your sides back so you've got it all back the way it was. This is our stitch line. So we're going to come around like that and around like that, and we can afford to take a little bit off the sleeve, because if we look at his sleeve originally, that's his sleeve. So you can see actually we can afford to go to about there anyway. So that is 5/8. So sorry for all you people who work in metric, but I am an imperial girl. And around like that. And down like that. So that's our stitch line. Okay? And then this is going to be the cut line. And that should be, technically speaking, 21 inches. And there it is, 21 inches. Okay? So let's run that down, overlock it off, Then we've just got to tuck back the sides and we're finished. Bit of chalk mark there. Really good reason why you never use a pen, because that will just brush off and wash off. So you can see that, you know, it's been shortened here, and it's obviously a lot different from what it was before. So I'm in my work mode. So you can see there's the finished t-shirt, downsized, and I've got a few others to do. Here's another one, but I'll do the same thing. This one's not as drastic as the others, but you know, all you've really got to do, I mean, obviously if you wanted the length shortened, then you'd shorten the length, but the main thing is do your shoulders first, open out the seam on the sleeves, pin the sleeves on, then do your running down the sides, and that's it. Happy altering.